Let us do Brahmanand.
Hello students, in the previous session we discussed the three domains of life, which is a kind of biological classification introduced by whom? Carl Woese. He also introduced the six kingdom system. So, generally it is told three domain system which is equal to six kingdom system. Three domain system or six kingdom system. But however, here domain mentions the highest rank of the biological classification. Under the domain means the kingdoms of the kingdoms system, the five kingdom classification of R. H. Whitaker or the six kingdom system of the Carl Woese, those kingdoms are grouped into, these are three specific domains. These are the three domains are archaea, bacteria and eukarya. We discussed the archaea and bacteria. Both are the prokaryotic cells, both are unicellular organisms. The cell wall, they are different in their cell wall composition of cell wall. The cell wall of the archaea is composed of the protein, but they do not contain the peptidoglycan. I have told you that peptidoglycan, again I am telling you peptidoglycan, absent in, not found in, not present in archaea, but present in, not present in archaea, but present in bacteria cell wall. This is in cell wall. So, what is this? As we discuss, these are the amino sugars. The two type of amino sugars are linked. The two type of amino sugars are, as we discuss, the NAG and NAM. The N-acetyl glucosamine and N-acetyl muramic acid. Here what happens? Amino acids linked with sugar. Again that amino acids. Amino acid, sugar, amino acid, like this. These are having the sugar part in them. These are the amino sugars we discuss, which is absent in the archaea, the cell wall of the archaea, and the present in the cell wall of the bacteria. These are specific structure we discuss and we discuss how they are different in the cell membrane of the archaea. They are made up of branched hydrocarbon or the fatty acid linked with the glycerol by ether linkage, whereas the bacteria, the cell membrane of the bacteria, they are composed of the same hydrocarbon chain, fatty acid chain and glycerols, which are linked with ester linkage. Okay. and the examples we discussed the methanogens, in the bacteria we discussed the mycoplasma. Remember one most important thing, the mycoplasma are the bacteria, those who lack cell wall, they do not have cell wall, okay, exception. But almost all bacteria, they have the cell wall. What I told? Mycoplasma. Mycoplasma. Okay. Now, in this session, we are going to discuss eukarya. Eukarya, they consist of the eukarya domain. Eukarya domain. Eukarya domain consists of the eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells. Okay. Eukaryotic cells or the eukaryotic organisms. That means all the organisms made up of, consists of, whatever you say, all living organisms, they belong to eukarya. They are composed of, they consist of the eukaryotic cells. Eukaryotic cells, that they are unicellular or they are multicellular. Unicellular, multicellular, already we have discussed. Under the unicellular, single-celled organism. Who are the single-celled, the eukarya? The protista. Okay, protista. And the multicellular, the fungi, the kingdom fungi, plantae and animalia. These three kingdoms are involved, are linked, grouped into the eukarya domain. Okay, so these are the eukaryotic cells or the eukaryotic organisms are coming under the eukarya. That means, what do you mean by this? The U means true, karyote or the karyon, this is derived from karyon, means nucleus, whereas we have discussed in the earlier class, we discussed that prokaryotes, the prokaryotes in contrast to the eukaryotes, prokaryotes, that means the primitive, karyote from the karyon, that means nucleus. The primitive nucleus was not having the nuclear membrane झिल्ली, nucleus nestic. So, no nuclear membrane was present. No nuclear membrane is present in the prokaryotic cells. That means in the organisms of the archaea and bacteria, they do not have the membrane bound nucleus. That means only nuclear material are there, genetic material which carry the genes, which have the genes, and genes express the characteristic features of the living organism. So, okay, these are having the true nucleus. Okay, so eukaryotic cells and these living, let us start with, as they are eukaryotes or they are consisting of the eukaryotic cells. That means all the cells of single cell organism, unicellular, the cell means organism, cells, all the cells means cells are the multicellular organisms, all the organisms have the nucleus and membrane bound. Actually, membrane bounded you should not write. Perhaps I told you membrane bound. This is all. Membrane bound organelles. Membrane bound organelles. The habitat. They have the different type of habitat. They live in different habitat. Live they found in okay, what I am telling here, I told about the nucleus. Cellular, or you can say this is these 2 points I explained about the cellular structure. What are these? Cellular structure. As we discussed the living characteristics, these are the cellular structure. Okay, and this is the found in all habitat. Habitat is the found in all type of habitat. Found in all type of habitat. All type of habitat. That where do they live? They live in all type of environment. The different type of eukarya, they live in different type of environment. Then we can go with the cell membrane. I am just telling you one after another. Cell membrane. When you talk about the cell membrane, what is that? Cell membrane is made up of the unbranched hydrocarbon. Unbranched hydrocarbon means the fatty acids are not having unbranched means not having unbranched hydrocarbons, that is fatty acids. Hydrocarbon chains, carbon and hydrogen, made up of hydrogen and carbon. That's why they are called hydrocarbon, or these are the type of fatty acids. Chemically they are fatty acids. So unbranched hydrocarbon or fatty acid chains linked with glycerols by ester linkage like the bacteria. By ester linkage like the bacteria. Okay, here you can see that as I have shown you, that is this is the way the fatty acids are found. HCOOH. Okay, but here they attach, or that I have shown you that how R days. Okay, so one side the fatty acid and other side the glycerols, they bind, they link together by this type of, where the COO functional group is there, carboxylic functional group is there, that is called ester linkage, where the COOH means carboxylic group. If the two molecules, the fatty acid and the glycerols, are linked by the carboxylic group, functional group, then it is called ester linkage. Ester linkage is found. Then come to the cell wall. What is the type of cell wall? All eukarya, they do not have cell wall. Then who are having the cell wall? Which eukarya are having the cell wall? First you will recall which are the eukarya, which organisms comes under the eukarya. Yes, just recall the 4 kingdom of the 5 kingdom system or 6 kingdom system. Last 4 kingdom, What are they? The eukarya belongs the kingdoms. The kingdoms coming under included. The kingdoms included in eukarya. In eukarya, what are they? The protista, the fungi, the plantae, and animalia. Okay, in protista they do not have cell wall, no cell wall. No cell wall. Fungi, they have the cell wall. Made up of chitin. I am writing CW for cell wall. Cell wall, okay, made up of chitin cell wall, composed of chitin. Then plantae, the cell wall of the plantae, they are composed of cellulose. Animals, they do not have no cell wall. Okay, other characteristics we will discuss, but before that just see that the chitin and cellulose. Cellulose means this is the chain of it is a polysaccharide. Okay, what is this cellulose? Cellulose is a polysaccharide carbohydrate. Polysaccharide composed of the chain of glucose. It is the chain of glucose monomers. But chitin, what is chitin? Chitin is, here I told about the cellulose, the cell wall of the plantae kingdom. Okay, chitin is also a polysaccharide. In Odia you tell sarkara. So polysaccharide, the complex molecule made up of many more units of the single units, small units. Glucose is the smallest unit. Okay, the monosaccharide and disaccharide sucrose. Okay, and the lactose. Sucrose is the sugar we use in our daily life. And the polysaccharide means when there is more than 2 the units of the carbohydrate or saccharide are there. Polysaccharide composed of, these are composed of, this is also polysaccharide, cellulose is also polysaccharide, and the chitin is also polysaccharide. It is composed of the chain of modified glucose monomers. So polysaccharide means polymers. Here monomers. Okay. So we discussed the cellular structure, the habitat they found in all type of environment. The cell membrane is composed of the unbranched hydrocarbon, that is the fatty acid, nothing but the fatty acid chains linked with the glycerols by ester linkage. Remember this linkage name, which is nothing but the ester linkage is like this. Here one group, here one, that molecule will be are attached. Okay, the two molecules are at us in those two places. And eukarya, they belong to the kingdom Protista, fungi, plantae and animalia. So what are their characteristics, how they behave? Protista again belongs to, example, let us take the examples of Protista. The mosses, the molds, slime molds, sorry, not mosses, but I got to say slime molds, the algae, unicellular algae, the protozoans like Euglena, amoeba, concentrate on the pronunciation also. Okay, the Euglena, amoeba, not amoeba, amoeba. Okay, and the slime mold, they belong to the unicellular fungi. Algae belongs to the plantae, and Euglena and amoeba etc. they belong to the animals and so-called animals. That's why they are called protozoans. Proto means primitive, unicellular. So proto means primitive and zoan means animals. Protozoa means animals. Okay, belongs to that animal, means they are the kind of protozoa. Okay, these are the different type of Protista are found. Again, the Protistans, the unicellular eukaryotic organisms which are grouped into, which are grouped or placed in the Protista kingdom. They are again different type. They may be fungal or algal or the protozoans, fungi, algae or protozoa. Fungi, and okay, how they do the nutrition? Their nutrition, how the nutrition means that you say posona. How they get their food? They get their food, they take their food by ingestion. Ingestion means intake, like the animal. The protozoans or protistans, the organisms of the Protista kingdom which comes under the eukarya, their nutrition is like the animal, like ingestion means intake of food. What is this? Intake of food, like animals. Like whom? Like the animals. Ingestion of food like the animals. Am I clear up to this? The intake of food like the animals. Like animals. But fungi, what they do for nutrition? The nutrition of the fungi. How they take food? They are saprophytes. They means they absorb the nutrient from others. They absorb this. I am writing in blue. Fungi get the nutrition. Fungi get the nutrition Okay, I am erasing this part, that cellular part. Hope you have written down. Yes, I am erasing so that I can write down the other points. Cellular you might have written. Now the other things we will write down. Their habitat, where do they live, what do they eat. What I am telling? These organisms, where do they live? Habitat, what they eat, and their behavior. So the fungi, their nutrition, they get the nutrition by absorption. Nutrition takes place by absorption. By absorbing the nutrient, from other living organisms. Even in the fungi kingdom, it includes unicellular as well as multicellular. Protista all are unicellular. Okay, but fungi, when we talk about, not all are unicellular. The fungi is the plural. Fungus, Fungus is the singular. Fungi, they may be unicellular. They have the organisms of the fungi from unicellular to multicellular. Okay, and what are the examples? You take the mushroom, the bread mold. Okay, these are the examples of fungi. What are the examples of fungi kingdom? They are the yeast, molds. Examples I am writing down here. The examples of the unicellular fungi is the yeast, molds, and the multicellular, like even for example mushroom, we eat mushroom. Okay, and the plant tea, their nutrition, they are autotrophic. Okay, what are the fungi? They are saprophytic. As the nutrition, they do the nutrition by absorbing the nutrients from the other living organisms. That's why they absorb the nutrients from other living organisms. That's why they are called saprophytes. What they are called? Saprophytes. What they are called? Saprophytes. And plant tea, they prepare their own food. So, as per the nutrition, when we talk about the nutrition, they are autotrophs. Okay? Autotrophs. They prepare their own food, and they are called the producers of the ecosystem. They make the producers of the ecosystem. The trophic level is the producer, and these are all are the multicellular. All are, plenty means all are multicellular. All are nutrition we talk. What is the nutrition? This is nutrition, and all are multicellular. Okay, and nutrition is how they do? Nutrition is autotrophic. Examples are, we can take the mosses. They are the bryophytes. Mosses are the bryophytes. The ferns, they are the pteridophytes. Conifers. Okay, conifers. What is given the example in the given material, PDF material that I am clarifying you. These conifers are the gymnosperms. Angiosperm, gymnosperm you have studied in botany. Okay, So all the plants, or you can say the herbs, the shrubs, the trees, they include herbs. We can say the plants include all herbs, shrubs and trees. They belong to the plantae. Animalia. Animalia, these are the multicellular. Animalia, they are all are multicellular. Animals are multicellular. All are multicellular. Begins from the sponges. Begins from sponges to porifera. Sponges mean the phylum. Phylum porifera. Phylum porifera. Phylum, you say Parba. The classification of animal kingdom, phylum porifera, sponges to the mammalia of chordata. Mammalia of chordata. That means any animal you take the name, the cows, the buffaloes, the ants, or the spider, the human being, the sponges, the cylinder, the hydra, the earthworm, the cockroach, everything, all these are coming under the animals, and all these are starting from sponges to the mammalia of the chordata, all are multicellular. And what is the type of nutrition? And these the animals, they live in the different type of that habitat that we will discuss. What are the different type of habitats? The fungi, plantae, animalia, the multicellular organisms also, they live in different type of habitat. They dwell in or live in different type of habitat. According to that, we will discuss some words, specific words. Nutrition is nutrition. They ingestion. Okay, ingestion type. That is holozoic type. Ingest the food. The food they ingest. How we take the food into our mouth. Okay, this is called ingestion. Intake of food. Ingestion, intake of food. That means the taking of the food. All animals, they intake the food into their some cavity. We are taking into the alimentary canal, digestive tract. So the nutrition, the ingestion occurs through ingestion. That is, the ingestion means intake of food. Intake of food through mouth. Intake of food through mouth. Okay, and this is called, this type of nutrition, okay, is called holozoic nutrition. Holozoic nutrition. Okay, and let us discuss some few terms depend on the different scientific terms used for the living organism. Those who live, they survive or dwell in different habitat. What are they? So write down all this. I have to erase. We discuss a lot about the different type of the organisms that are grouped into the eukarya, and just I was going to tell you the different habitats. Like we can see, these organisms are terrestrial, live on the land. Aquatic, live in water. Arboreal, live on tree. The aerial, live in air. Okay, fossorial, in the burrows. telling the organisms when live on lands. Live on lands. Aquatic live in water. Arboreal live on or in the trunks also. Okay. On or in the trees. Aerial live in air. Here the examples are birds. Arboreal on trees, the monkeys. The fossorial, those who live making burrows. Animals live making burrows by burrowing. The burrowing animals. We can say more means moreover to say the burrowing animals. They are called fossorials, like the rat. Okay, example, rat is the fossorial animal. Live on the aquatic, the fishes. Even we discussed the blue whale, it is a mammal, but that also aquatic. Live on land, the animals and the terrestrial plants, animals, plants, all. Okay. Now, two more important, very important characteristics are left out of the eukarya. You note it down all this. Okay, is special terms I told you on the basis of the. Still much more words are there. Okay. Now come to the special points or some more characteristic features of the eukarya that yet we have not discussed. The next is the ribosome. Ribosome is 80S type, and the two subunits are the 60S plus 40S. Okay, the ribosome type is 80S type. The rRNA, it is called ribosomal RNA. rRNA, ribosomal RNA is unique. rRNA is unique to eukarya that is different from the rRNA of archaea or bacteria. Means all the three domains, the organisms coming under these three domains, they are having the unique rRNA to themselves. What is that unique I am telling? So these are the polynucleotides. When you will study the biomolecular structure, then you can only understand. That's why we are not telling. When in botany it will be taught to you the biomolecule, the carbohydrate, protein, lipid, the DNA, RNA, their structure will be taught to you. Then you can understand. They are made up of some the monomers, the smallest units. That polymers are made of smallest units. Their sequence is different. What is different? The sequence of monomers is different in eukarya, in the rRNA of eukarya, archaea, bacteria. Okay, and one more thing, the eukarya are resistant to eukarya are resistant to the antibacterial antibacterial antibiotic. Antibacterial antibiotic, but sensitive. You see, antibiotics are of different types. Suppose that is the space. Antibiotics, when we are getting some infection, we are taking, the doctors are given antibiotic. These antibiotics are of different type. They are specific for the, if you have some the protozoan disorder, protozoan antibiotic is given. If you are having a bacterial disease, then antibacterial antibiotic. If you are having a helminthic disease, okay, that Ascaris crumi, the helminthic disease, then anti-helminthic antibiotic. So you see, these are antibiotics are of different types: antibacterial, antifungal, anti-helminthic, okay, like this. The different type of, that many more types are there. So the specific antibacterial antibiotic to antibacterial antibiotic, the bacteria are sensitive, but eukarya are resistant. They can survive. If we are having a disease which is caused by a fungus is a eukarya. Helminthic disease, eukarya. If a protozoan, amoebic dysentery is going on, dysentery, loose motion, okay, due to the infection by a protozoan. So if we are having a protozoan disorder, but we are taking the antibacterial antibiotic, it will not work, because these are resistant. The eukaryotic pathogen, the disease causing organism, pathogen, Pathogen, okay. So I am telling, if the pathogen is a eukaryote, then when we take the antibacterial antibiotic, it will not work, it will not destroy that pathogen. So eukarya are resistant, means they can survive, they can withstand to the antibacterial antibiotic, but sensitive to the antibiotics which affect the eukarya or eukaryotes, or you can say eukaryotes. However, all these are eukarya. So suppose if we are taking antifungal or anti-helminthic also, it work for one another. Any type of eukaryotic disease we are having, if we are taking one kind of eukaryotic, then they become sensitive. Okay, so you can tell antibiotic antibiotic. Okay, anti means against, anti-eukaryotic, the word is not used, but still you can just understand. Against the eukarya, if that antibiotic is made, then they respond and they are destroyed. If the antibacterial antibiotic is given, they are not responding, they can survive. Even though antibiotic one is taken, then also it can survive. So which affect the eukaryotes, they are sensitive, means they respond, they are being killed by the antibiotics which affect the eukarya. So what we discuss in this session, the different features, characteristic features of the eukarya. In the previous session we discussed the characteristic features of the archaea and bacteria. So today how I have told you, just go through the one after another characteristic. First we discuss the cellular structure, okay, then these are the eukaryotic cells, The unicellular, the eukaryotes and the multicellular are made up of the eukaryotic cells. Then we go through the habitat found in all type of habitat, and we discuss the different habitat. What are these? The habitats. Okay, these are the name of the animals on the basis of, actually, what is this? Name of the organisms in a group. Organisms in a group on the basis of their habitat. Name of the organisms in a group. Terrestrial organisms. It is not meant for a particular, suppose not about me only, not about you only, not about the dog only, not about the Homo sapiens only, not about the Mimosa pudica, the plant only. It is about the group of organisms, those who live on land. So this is about the habitat we discussed. The cell membrane, branched or unbranched, the hydrocarbon, how they are linked, and the cell wall, whether they are having the cell wall or not, and if it is there, then made up of which substance and which kingdoms are belonging. The structure of the ribosome. Okay, ribosome structure. So you will be taught in very detail in the botany. Okay, the Swedberg unit. Which unit? S stands for this. S stands for the Swedberg unit, where I will write, let me erase. S, Swedberg, named after the scientist Swedberg units. How many units? What are the units? Details are there. Okay. So just write down the points and refer the material also. Okay. Next we will discuss the taxonomy and systematics.